Hey guys, what's up? Crescent is back with Fall Guys, but this time I'm doing a guide to all the mini games so you guys know the best way to get some nice crowns. First of all, guys, this is mainly a list of tips and tricks to survive each mini game and get the most opportunities to get to the last round and win that last round. And secondly, guys, remember, this is my personal tips and tricks, what I feel is best. There might be somebody else that thinks something else is better, and that's completely fine, but in my opinion, these are the best strategies to each mini game. So with all that said, let's get into it. So guys, the first one's gonna be gate crash. Now gate crash, in my opinion, is the easiest mini game. Just time your jumps with these gates, make sure you don't fumble over people, time that last jump, and you should qualify. Next one, guys, is hit parade. So now you can either make these first jumps or don't make them, like this, or just commit to it and do it like that, guys. Either way, you don't lose that much time. Now when you go to the gates, just make sure you're pushing with everybody else. Make sure you're not pushing against the grain, because then everybody will be going against you. You can take the side exit if that's the best time, or you can take the front exit. But if you can, always take the side, it is better. And then for here, just go to the side and you'll avoid all of that nonsense and qualify. Now guys, for the third one, we have slime climb. Now remember guys, this isn't a race. Everybody that starts this can qualify for it. The only thing you're competing against is the slime. So take your time. If you have to be in last place, then do it. Stay right of this ball. Make sure you time these well, because they can be out of sync and that will be bad for you. Be careful of the demon yellow sausages. And the only thing you should have to worry about is this, because then it's an instant kill if they do hit you, and that should be easy qualify. Fourth is dizzy heights. Now when you get to this point, stay to the right side. It is quicker than the left side. Before this, guys, there's really no tips. Just avoid the balls and get through it. Now at this point, look up so you can see where the balls are coming, and you should qualify. Next is seesaw. Now guys, if you guys have a lead, keep the lead. It will be so easy to beat this mini game if you always keep your lead. If you end up going into the pack, just remember the basic elements of a seesaw, guys. Literally, common sense will prevail in this one and you will qualify. Next up is door dash. Now, as you guys can imagine, not much strategy to this one. Let everybody else bust their faces in front of the doors to show you the way. At the end here, you can kind of jump off somebody's head to get a better dive. Kind of lucky, can't really time it, but if you can, do it and you're qualified. Now it's time for the whirly gig. Now when you get to this point, you can do a double jump, or you can actually grab onto the ledge if you're not able to do the double jump. Go through the middle of these, they can't hit you. And now when you get to the end part, it is worth the risk. Sometimes it doesn't work out, sometimes it does, and you'll easily make it to the middle, skipping most of this part. Then it'll be an easy qualify. Next up is fruit shoot. Again guys, not much strategy for this one. If you're in first place, stay in first place. People won't jump on top of you. Stay to the side. That'll help you avoid most of the fruits. Sometimes there are rogue fruits that still try to get you, but you should qualify easily. Next is jump club. Now the number one thing you guys have to be worried about are grabbers. People trying to grab you and keep you there, because then it's out of your hands. Just time your jumps, avoid the grabbers, and you'll qualify. So now the next one is Jinx, guys. This is the only gameplay I've been able to get where I start Jinx. Go on the spin platform and go into a nice juicy pile of the enemy to start off the round great. Then for the rest of the round, go to the spinning platforms. That's usually where people will hide, because it is the hardest place to get people. Just keep those things in mind and you should qualify. Time for some hoarders. Now guys, as you can see, this is a team-based game. If you want to play defense, stay on this nice V shape. It gives you the height to stop most of the attackers. But if you do want to play offense, just dive into the ball, jump under the ball to get maximum height, and you should qualify. Time to rock and roll. Now guys, this is another basic one. Push the ball with your teammates. Wow, great strategy, I know. But that's basically what it is. The more guys pushing it, the faster it goes. If you want to be the guy that leaves your team to go sabotage the other team, just make sure 3 or 4 of your teammates don't join you and you should qualify. Time to scramble some eggs. Now in the beginning, what you're going to want to do is grab from the big pile and just dive it into your team's location. Let another teammate put it into the basket. Now you can either play defense like this, just be in the way of everybody. These jumps are weird to do, so just being in the way will mostly be a good defense. Or you can go savage and attack, just like this. Jump, throw the eggs out, all you want to do. Remember, it's about not losing, so pick on the weaker team and you're qualified. Next up is block party. Now guys, same philosophy as some of the other mini games. stay away from crowds. If somebody else gets hit and their body goes into you, it can cause your character to fall over and lose complete control of it. Also, avoid grabbers. This is another one where if people grab you, you're gonna get knocked out, but you should qualify. Next up is rollout. Now guys, the best strategy that I found for this minigame is staying between two panels. Just stay in between the same two. The pattern will always pretty much allow you to be on one. Again, like Block Party, avoid grabbers at all costs. If there's somebody grabbing, just leave that area and you should qualify. Time for some hoopsie daisy. Now guys, basic premise for this one. If there are two sides of the map, if your team is all on one side, go to the other side, guys. Don't be with 5 of your other teammates because now you're all getting the same hoops. Also, don't forget those golden ones because they score you 5 points. Have that in mind and you should qualify. Time to make some perfect matches. Now guys, usually just stay in the corner where you can see the screen and the whole floor. It's all a memory game, guys, so you have to remember. If for any reason you don't remember, just go where everybody else is going. And either you lose with all of them or you win with all of them. Avoid grabbers and you will qualify. Next up is team tail tag. Now guys, best strategy is hiding behind these hammers. When somebody comes, then just either get hit by the hammer on purpose or just tail them around the whole time. They probably won't be able to get you. And look, you can pretty much save 10 to 20 seconds just being there doing nothing with your life. Then you should qualify. Next one is tail tag but solo, guys. So the best strategy that I found for this one, guys, is staying on these purple platforms. Whenever you see somebody coming to you, just dive to the next platform. There's a big chance that they won't be able to steal your tail in mid-air. Just do that and you should have an easy qualify. Now guys, we're going to jump to one of the final mini games, Royal Fumble, because it follows the same premise as tail tag. Use these round circles to stay high. You want to be as high as possible so you can see where people are going and be there to cut off when you know where they're going. You guys get what I mean? Always be looking at where that guy with the tail is headed, see where other people are, and then cut them off. Next on the field is fall ball. Now there's a couple tips for this one, guys. So there is a better way to hit the ball. When you're under the ball, just give it a nice big jump so that you can hit it. Stay in the middle so that you can always get what is a kickoff goal. You can also jump into the goal to instantly spawn back into the middle and get right back into the action if you're stuck in somebody else's goal. This is an example of what would be a perfect play. You score, you jump into the goal, and then you're right there ready for the next one, and boom. Now you just scored 2 for your team free of charge, and that should be an easy qualifier. Next up is tiptoe. Now guys, the same as some of the other minigames, we're going to take a passive approach. Let other people do the work for you. You don't want to be looking for the gaps, because then if you fall and everybody else finds it, you lose. Wait for other people and you're going to qualify. Next up is Hexagon, guys. Now for Hexagon and Fall Mountain, I'm going to talk over a winning gameplay, guys, and just give you some of the strategy and some of the tips that go into winning this minigame. At the start, guys, you could stay on some of those platforms. I usually just jump off. It doesn't save you much time. In the beginning, I always run. People start to jump too early, like it's the second platform. There's 6, 7 more people on this floor. You're not going to be able to get away with jumping this early. So just try your best to stay there as long as possible. But for the first couple of rounds, you're just going to be running, taking other people's space away until you're able to cut your own space out. Like as you see right here, I was able to be the last one on the floor, and now I'm saving myself a little bit of time. But I also messed myself up because I took so long that there was no more floor for the next one. So now when we get to here, we're still with the pack, guys. We got stripped up. So again, avoid people at all costs on this one as well. We're gonna, the whole time, we're trying our best to cut a path for ourselves. If I'm ever able to get a piece of land to myself, what I do is I go to all the corners of that land and I make a 2 square block where nobody can get me. So that if they try to dive, they'll most likely miss and they'll never be able to interrupt my chain. So as you see now, guys, I'm the only one on the top floor. Somehow, someway, you'll always end up the only one if you just play smart and always think about trying to cut your own corner of the map to yourself. This guy's gonna try to challenge me, there's nobody else under us, and boom. Always, guys, always look at where you're going to fall. Be ready to Fall Guys and you will win. But that is the most important tip. When you're above everybody else, know where you're gonna fall, because you don't want to run out of space and then drop 5 stories down. That is not a good game plan. Here are some other things that you can do, like dive bombing a player, like I just did. I cut him off on 2 floors and boom. As you see, I win because I cut him off and I didn't allow him to go any further. This is also just a fun, insane gameplay where this guy tries to do the same to me. He tries to cut me off and I'm diving, I'm jumping like a crazy man. And always when you're about to fall, dive at the end. It makes you fall slower and you should get an easy crown. Next up is Fall Mountain. Now, as you guys can see, it's a long run, but for the most part, it will be easy. Now, in the beginning, unfortunately, I don't know why Fall Guy does this, but right now I'm at an instant disadvantage because I started last place, but whatever. Usually I go right side because the balls have a tendency to always open the gate on the right side, whereas on the left side, they always close it right in your face. So I usually go on the right side so they can open it for me. Always stay behind these diamonds so that the balls bounce off of them and miss you. With these spinnings, always stay to the edge, guys. Usually the hammer will always miss you. Take those jumps slowly because they're slippery platforms. And then boom. Anybody else? Anybody else? Boom. Always remember, the crown goes up, so you have to time your jump when it's down. Always press RT. There used to be a glitch where some people will grab the crown and not win. That glitch is over, so just press RT and Fall Mountain should be easy as pie to get a crown in. Okay guys, last but not least is Jump Showdown. Now for this one, it's the same as Jump Club. You have 2 rounds of spinning beams, but this time the bottom has 2. Again guys, avoid people as much as possible and avoid the grabbers, guys. If it's you and somebody else and they try to grab you, you both get hit. Now you're just letting luck determine your thing. Whoever falls first is whoever loses. Now the platforms do fall. Now in the event that it's one platform on one side of the map, one platform on the other, try to be where nobody else is, so you just have to worry about your jumps. You don't have to worry about those grabbers like I mentioned before, and you're just able to focus on yourself. But most of the time it'll be 2 platforms together and you'll probably be stuck with whoever else is still alive in the game. As you see in this gameplay, nice and clean, nobody's trying to grab. But unfortunately, I do have other ones where I wasn't recording that somebody grabbed me, we both fell, and somehow they won for it. So guys, just play it, as I always say, safe, and you should be able to get the W. Unlike me. Okay guys, so that's gonna be the end of this guide. Now guys, this has been the hardest and the longest video I've ever had to make on YouTube. So please don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe if you're interested in more content like this. Also guys, don't forget, I also do Let's Plays of Fall Guys, so if you're interested in some funny moments, go check that out. Remember in the beginning of the video, as I said, these are my best tips and tricks. Yes, there might be somebody with completely other list of tips and tricks, and that's completely fine, guys. I have a more passive play style where I'm focused on surviving, guys. The more finals you make, the more crowns you will get. So if you're always playing risky and you only make 5 finals, then you only give yourself 5 opportunities to win. So that's my play style. I hope you did enjoy the video. Again, don't forget to like, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.